10 most expensive cities in the UK. The United Kingdom is surely presently struggling with the cost of living crisis, just as it's happening everywhere. Energy bills, the cost of food, and fuel prices are soaring, while national insurance is doing a great deal in perforating Britain's wallets. Nevertheless, it has been proven by research that if you live in some parts of the country, things can be much more affordable as the cost of living there is lower. So, why would you want to complicate your finances by living in an expensive city? There are cities in the UK that you may need to avoid if you're not on the highest income levels. In this video, we'll discuss the 10 most expensive cities in the UK. Number 10. London. It might surprise you that London is less expensive than 9 other cities to be mentioned here in the final analysis. Granted, London pays the highest or one of the highest salaries in the UK, and things are expensive in London. Yet, when the average cost of living, as calculated by an organisation named Budget Direct, is deduced from the average salary, you'll realise that cities with lower prices are actually more expensive, as the amounts remaining are comparatively low. In London, the average salary is £3,199.93. Yes, a whole lot is spent on other expenses. To rent a one-bedroom apartment in the inner city costs £1,751.08, while utility bills cost £236.87. An average Londoner spends £154 on the transport pass monthly. Now, the addition of all these costs is £2,141.95. If you take that away from the average salary, someone living in London may have some £1,057.98 to take care of other needs. Number 9. Leicester. A city in Leicestershire in the East Midlands of England is our next point of call. And you guessed it right, we're in Leicester, a city and unitary authority area and the largest city in the East Midlands with its 2001 population of 386,600. An average worker in Leicester earns £1,800, the third highest on this list. However, the average cost of rent here is the lowest of this list, £583.33 per month for a bedroom in the inner city. About £151.90 and £54 are spent on utility and transportation respectively on average. The addition of these three costs is also the lowest on our list, as it stands at £789.23. Residents of Leicester are left with an average of £1,010.77. Number 8. Cardiff. The next one of the 10 most expensive cities in the UK is found in Wales. And this is Cardiff, the capital of Wales, which also doubles as the largest city. The salary in Cardiff is second only to London's. Workers in this city earn an average of £2,002.39 per month. With such a huge earning, they spend a mere £741.67 on renting a bedroom in the inner city, what others pay more for. However, the utility in the town is quite high, second only to London at £200.20. With the very low transport pass of £53, indeed the lowest on this list, the total cost of living in Cardiff is £994.87. While that's the third highest on this list, the average of the fat salary enables an average Cardiffian to take home £1,007.52 in a month. Number 7. Sheffield. Back in England, we find Sheffield in the 7th position on this list. In Sheffield, the United Kingdom's first national city of sport, which is now home to the English Institute of Sport, the average salary is £1,700. That should be comfortable enough if the cost of living is not so high. But in this city, you're likely to spend £847.52 from that amount to care for the three basic expenses we're reckoning on this list. On average, £633.33 will go for rent. Utility bills will increase your spending by an average of £149.33, while transport will take £65. All that will leave you with £852.48 to care for other necessities. Number 6. Belfast. Northern Ireland is also represented on this list by its capital and largest city, Belfast. Workers in Belfast are well paid as they earn on average £1,744.30 per month. Out of that amount, however, they're left with only £835.97 on average to care for their other basic needs like food, clothing and entertainment. This is because a total of £908.33 would have been spent on accommodation, utilities and transport. To rent a room in the inner city of Belfast, an average of £783.33 is needed per month. While the utility bills can add up to around £68, transport passes will require some £57. Number 5. Leeds. Leeds, one of the few cities outside of London with a significant number of high-rise buildings, is also among the UK's most expensive cities. Workers in Leeds earn the fourth highest average salary of £1,781.40 on this list. Meanwhile, an average of £750 will be spent on accommodation in a modest room. Also, some £166.64 will be needed to pack up the utility bills, while an average of £75 is needed to be able to move around on public transport. With all these totalling a huge £991.64, only £789.76 is left for an average person living in Leeds to spend on other things, including food and health. Number 4. Liverpool. A huge city is our next port of call. Not many of you will be surprised to find the large city of Liverpool here. With a population of 500,500 in 2022, the city and metropolitan borough in northwest England has reasons to be expensive. But we are not going into that today. Maybe one day. The average salary of £1,641.61 per month in Liverpool, though huge, is rather small for its hype. For this amount, you have to deduct an average of £663.41 per month to rent a one-bedroom in the inner city of Liverpool. An average Liverpudlian, as a resident of Liverpool is called, spends £151.03 on utilities and £68.57 on transport passes. When £883.01, which is the total of these, is deducted from that sum, you're left with just £758.60. Number 3. Norwich. The third most expensive city in the UK is Norwich, a cathedral city and district of Norfolk. In this city, by the River Wensum, around 160 kilometres northeast of London, the average salary is £1,714.50 per month. However, residents pay £800 monthly to live in a one-bedroom apartment in this city. They spend £129.61 on utilities and £60 on the transport pass monthly on average. These three items of cost in this city will take £989.61 in total. If that is taken from the average salary, the average resident of Norwich has £724.89 to care for food, clothing, health and other expenses. Number 2. Swansea. Again, we return to Wales, where we find the second city on this list of the most expensive cities in the UK. This time, it's Swansea, a coastal city and the second largest city in Wales. The city forms a principal area, known officially as the City and County of Swansea. Among the 10 most expensive cities on our list, the average salary in Swansea is the lowest, at £1,499. To rent a one-bedroom in the inner city of Swansea, you have to pay £610 on average. Utility bills in this city will add up to an average of £148.57, while transport pass costs £68.61 monthly. The addition of only these three is £827.18. If that amount is taken away from the average monthly salary in Swansea, an average worker in this city is left with £671.82 to care for other needs. Number 1. Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton, a city in the West Midlands, is surprisingly the most expensive city in the UK. The residents and the people born in this city and metropolitan borough and an administrative centre in England, with a population of 263,700, are called Wolverhamptonians. In Wolverhampton, the average salary is £1,600 per month. Wolverhamptonians on average spend some £800 per month to maintain a rented one-bedroom in the inner city. Imagine spending half of your monthly income on less than comfortable accommodation. Not only that, utility bills consume an average of £100.97 monthly. To obtain the transport pass that will take you to work and other necessary places, you should be prepared to spend £127.50. With just these three items of cost, The average cost of living in Wolverhampton is £1,028.47. And if you take this out of the monthly salary, you are left with £571.53 to take care of other expenses like feeding, health, and so on. This ranking is based on statistics about rent, utility, and transport according to Budget Direct data. Please tell us if there's any city you feel should be on this list. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.